48 Chronicles is an interactive gaming stream with the stream itself acting as your game master and the players choosing the actions of the character in real time via the live chat. Jump in and listen along to the narration, or play along by tagging the channel with your next move, or just be a bro and hit that subscribe button. Thank you as always, and may the dice always roll in your favor.
Charlotte sits on her creaky bed, the moon casting a ghostly glow through the translucent curtains of her small, austere room. Her sobs have faded into silence as the presence of the demon grows near, a whisper that coils around her like a serpent. Shadows dance across the walls, animated by the sinister pact she has formed. "I am here, my dear," the demon murmurs, its voice both honey and venom. "Your pain shall be the spring from which your power flows. Begin with those who gave you life, yet showed nothing but cruelty. Let your wrath be felt." Charlotte clutches her teddy bear, the last vestige of her fading innocence, as she rises from her bed. Her heart beats with newfound purpose, and the chilling air seems to thicken with her intent. The house is silent, save for the gentle snoring of her parents from the adjacent room. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Plague Broker was chosen from the live chat. Lock the windows all around the house, and find a match and lighter fluid. With a mind sharpened by malevolent intent, Charlotte slips from her room, her steps silent as a whisper. She moves with grace, her small hands deftly securing the latches on each window. The house, now locked cage, will keep the outside world at bay for her sinister work. Next, she prowls through the dimly lit corridors to the kitchen, where she rummages through drawers with a singular focus. Her fingers close around a box of matches, and her eyes gleam as she finds the lighter fluid, a canister sitting innocently next to the old wood stove, unaware of the role it's about to play. The tools of vengeance in hand, Charlotte now stands at a precipice, the darkness within her urging her forward towards a dreadful deed. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Ask Mummy, a strong and independent woman who don't need no man, where she keeps the toilet duck and make her a drink of it. Charlotte, her intentions cloaked under the guise of an innocent request, approaches her parents' bedroom door. She raises her voice, soft but clear. "Mummy, where do you keep the toilet cleaner? I want to help clean the house." From within the room, her mother stirs, groggy and unsuspecting. "It's under the sink in the bathroom, dear," she replies, a hint of confusion in her voice. "But why are you doing this at night?" Charlotte's heart races, but her face betrays nothing but the sincerity of a child. "I just want to make everything nice and clean for you," she lies, her sweet voice hiding the venom within. "All right, darling," her mother yawns, turning over to sleep once more. Charlotte returns to the kitchen, a plan forming in her wickedly sharp mind. She retrieves the toilet cleaner, her eyes flickering with dark anticipation. However, her demonic companion hisses a reminder, "Focus on your true purpose, child. Your time for subtlety will come, but now is the moment for direct action." Now, with the means to concoct a poisonous mixture at her fingertips, Charlotte must decide how to proceed with her sinister plan. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Maureen Peters was chosen from the live chat. Pinch her mother's nose, then when she opens her mouth to breathe, pour all the cleaner inside. Charlotte creeps into her parents' bedroom, a shadow amidst the darkness. The air is heavy with sleep and the quiet breaths of her oblivious mother. With the bottle of cleaner clutched in one hand, she approaches the bed, her teddy bear under her other arm, seemingly a silent witness to the act that is about to unfold. Gently, with a dexterity belying her young age, Charlotte pinches her mother's nose. Her mother stirs, her breath hitching as she instinctively opens her mouth to draw in air. In that vulnerable moment, Charlotte is poised to uncork the cleaner and pour the toxic liquid into her mother's mouth. Roll a d20 for a poison application attempt. You rolled 20. A critical success. Charlotte's actions are as fluid and precise as the demon's whisper in her ear promised they would be. As her mother's mouth opens, she pours the cleaner with a deft hand. There is no sputter or cough. It is as if the fates themselves have aligned to ensure that the vile concoction finds its mark without a drop wasted. Her mother's body convulses only slightly before the poison takes effect, her breaths coming to an abrupt and final halt. Charlotte's heart does not waver, her face a mask of serene retribution. The room is silent now, save for the soft, unsuspecting snores of her father beside the lifeless form of his wife. With the deed done, Charlotte stands over her parents, the whispers of the demon in her ears like a twisted lullaby, urging her to complete her grim work. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Base date was chosen from the live chat. Use your demon mind powers to puppet your mother's lifeless body. Have her strangle your father. The demon's power surges within Charlotte, a tempest of chaos and malice that bends to her will. She focuses her mind, her gaze locked onto her mother's lifeless form. Invisible tendrils of dark energy emanate from Charlotte, seeping into her mother's body, animating it with a ghastly semblance of life. With a stomach-churning creak, her mother's corpse sits up, its movements jerky and unnatural. Charlotte's father continues his slumber, unaware of the macabre puppet show unfolding. Guided by Charlotte's vengeful will, her mother's hands reach out, finding their way to her father's throat. The fingers tighten, and the man's snoring stops abruptly as he wakes to a nightmare he cannot comprehend. His eyes bulge in terror and confusion as he struggles against the unholy strength of his once beloved wife. Roll a d20 for a strength check on the animated corpse's attempt to strangle. You rolled 13. With a roll of 13, the animated corpse's grasp is firm and unyielding. Charlotte's father thrashes beneath the supernatural strength of his deceased wife, his hands clawing at the implacable fingers around his throat. His breath comes in desperate gasps, his fight for life evident in the panic that fills his eyes. Despite his struggles, the life is steadily squeezed out of him. The sounds of a mortal struggle fill the room, a dark symphony to accompany the end of his existence. Charlotte watches, an impassive arbiter of her father's fate, as the breaths become more ragged and finally cease. As the last signs of life leave her father's body, the corpse of her mother collapses back onto the bed, the demonic energy receding as Charlotte's will is done. The room is now silent, save for the beating of Charlotte's own heart. The deed is complete, her parents' lives extinguished by her hand and the dark power that she wields. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. Animate Daddy's corpse and do a celebratory Irish jig. The darkness within Charlotte swells with a perverse sense of triumph. She extends her will once more, and the demon's energy responds, seeping into her father's still form. With a grotesque twitch of life, the corpse rises, jerking and unsteady on its feet. Charlotte commands the lifeless puppet to dance, and it obeys, its movements a macabre mimicry of an Irish jig. The sight is both chilling and surreal, a dance of death staged for an audience of one. The room is filled with the sounds of creaking joints and thudding feet, an eerie celebration to mark the beginning of Charlotte's vengeful crusade. As the dance comes to a close, the corpse collapses once again, lifeless and still. The demon's voice, a silky whisper in her ear, reminds her, the night is young, and there are more who must pay for their transgressions. With the grim jubilation over, Charlotte is reminded of her next victims, the bullies at school. She needs to plan her next move carefully. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Plague Broker was chosen from the live chat. Spread fuel everywhere on the ground floor and light it, leaving out the front door, looking back only to see all the painful memories burn away. Charlotte, her dark task at home completed, takes the lighter fluid and begins to methodically spread it throughout the ground floor of the house. She trails the fluid like a sinister artist, drawing lines of potential destruction across the warm wooden floors, under the threadbare furniture, and around the remnants of a life of sorrow. Once satisfied with her work, she stands at the threshold of the front door, a match from the box gripped tightly in her small hand. Striking it against the rough side, the match head ignites with a hiss, its flame casting a flickering light on her determined face. She tosses it behind her, and the fire catches instantly, hungry flames licking up the walls and engulfing the room. Charlotte steps out into the cool night, the heat of the inferno at her back. She does not look back at the burning house. Instead, she watches the dark silhouettes of her memories turn to ash and smoke, feeling only the liberation from her torments and the warmth of the blaze. With the home that caged her for so long now consumed by fire, Charlotte sets her sights on the school, the next monument to her misery that must fall. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. Imbue the teddy bear with dark side to find her bullies. The night envelops Charlotte as she stands outside, the destruction of her former prison illuminating her path to revenge. She clutches her teddy bear, the last remnant of her lost innocence, and focuses her will through the demonic power within. Her voice, laced with the authority of her unholy pact, commands, "Eyes that see through the veil of night, find those who have wronged me." The teddy bear's eyes glint with an otherworldly light, a deep crimson that pierces the darkness. The bear begins to quiver in her arms, and its head turns, as if pulled by an unseen force. Charlotte feels the direction it urges her to go, a pull in the fabric of the night that guides her towards her quarry. Empowered by the dark sight, Charlotte moves through the streets with purpose, her every step bringing her closer to the bullies who tormented her. The school awaits, a looming edifice of past humiliations, soon to be an altar for her vengeance. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Baystate was chosen from the live chat. Talk the bullies. Wait for the perfect opportunity to strike. As the teddy bear guides her through the quiet streets of the town, Charlotte steps silent, her presence a whisper on the breeze. The darkness is her cloak, and her eyes are sharp, watching for the telltale signs of her bullies' whereabouts. She finds them, a group of raucous, unsuspecting youths, reveling in the night without a care. They're gathered around a flickering bonfire in an abandoned lot, their laughter and jeers slicing through the stillness like knives. Charlotte watches from the shadows, her patience a venomous serpent coiled tight, waiting for the perfect moment. She observes their habits, their interactions, and waits for one to stray from the safety of their pack. It's not long before a girl, one of the cruelest of Charlotte's tormentors, wanders away from the fire's light to retrieve more wood from a nearby pile. This is the opportunity Charlotte has been waiting for. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. Transform teddy bear into a 6-foot-high creature to silently kidnap the lone girl. Charlotte's will, amplified by the demon's power, seeps into the fibers of her teddy bear, warping and expanding its form. The once small and comforting toy grotesquely distends and reshapes into a towering, monstrous figure, towering over 6 feet tall. Silent as the grave and twice as terrifying, the transformed bear moves with unnatural stealth. It approaches the unsuspecting girl, its massive paws making no sound on the earth. The girl, oblivious to the nightmare that looms behind her, continues to collect firewood, her laughter carrying on the wind. The monstrous bear reaches out, its massive arms enveloping the girl before she can scream. With the girl secured, the creature turns to Charlotte, awaiting further instruction, its eerie presence a testament to the dark powers of the young girl's command. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. Slowly cuddle her to death. The towering teddy bear, an abomination of childhood innocence twisted by dark magic, moves with Charlotte's unspoken command. Its massive arms tighten around the girl in a grotesque parody of a comforting embrace. The girl, initially unaware of her peril, giggles at what she believes to be a strange joke, until the inexorable pressure of the bear's hug increases. Her laughter turns to confusion, then to panic as the air is methodically squeezed from her lungs. As the life is slowly crushed out of her, Charlotte watches impassively, her emotions as cold as the night air. There is no joy or sorrow on her face, only the stony resolve of a girl who has surrendered herself to the darkness. Roll a d20 for the strength check of the teddy bear's deadly embrace. You rolled 13. With a roll of 13, the teddy bear's hug is relentless. The girl struggles, her movements growing weaker as the monstrous bear's constricting power proves too much for her. Her desperate gasps for air become softer, and her attempts to free herself slow, until finally, they stop altogether. The bear releases the girl, and her lifeless body crumples to the ground. The moonlight casts long shadows over the scene, a silent witness to the grim act carried out at Charlotte's behest. The monstrous teddy bear stands by, a sentinel of her revenge, its role served for the moment. The rest of the bullies remain unaware, their attention still held by the merriment at the bonfire, their laughter hauntingly discordant with the somber task just completed. Charlotte knows she must now turn her attention to the school, the place where so many of her painful memories were forged. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Baystate was chosen from the live chat. Use your mind powers to make one of them put their head in the fire and hold it there. Charlotte's gaze hardens as she turns her attention back to the bonfire, where the echoes of her past humiliation still ring in her ears. The demon's voice whispers encouragement, and she reaches out with her mind, her willpower latching onto the consciousness of one of the bullies, a boy who once scorned her without mercy. Invisible and inexorable, her influence creeps into his thoughts, compelling him to rise. The others laugh, thinking it another drunken antic, as he staggers towards the fire. His hands move to his head, as if he's fighting an invisible force, but Charlotte's will is stronger. With a sudden, jerky motion, he thrusts his head into the flames. His laughter turns to screams, and the others leap up in horror, trying to pull him back, but Charlotte's mental grasp ensures he stays put, his hands gripping his own head, holding it in the consuming fire. Roll a d20 for an intimidation check to maintain control over the bully's actions. You rolled 18. An 18, a forceful and commanding roll. The bully's hands hold fast, his own strength turned against him by Charlotte's dominating will. The flames lick and scorch, the sound of crackling fire mixing with the boy's cries and the shocked gasps of his friends. The others attempt to intervene, pulling and tugging at him with frantic urgency, but it's as if an unseen barrier of sheer malice holds them back. The bully's struggle grows feeble as the fire consumes, the smell of singed hair and something far worse permeating the air. Finally, Charlotte releases her mental grip, and the boy collapses backward, his face a mask of agony and char, a dreadful testament to the power that now courses unchecked through Charlotte's veins. Chaos erupts among the remaining bullies as they scramble in panic and fear, the cruel bravado extinguished by the horrific scene before them. With the flame of her vengeance burning bright, Charlotte sets her sights on her final act of retribution. The school itself must fall to ashes. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Have the boy, Stevie, with his burning head twerk in the fire, and drag Ashley the trap into the fire with him, laugh as they burn. The boy, consumed by pain and horror, is no longer of this world. The remaining bullies scatter in terror as the night air fills with their screams and the sirens of approaching help. Charlotte, her heart as dark as the sky above, watches the panic unfold for a moment, her laughter joining the cacophony of fear. But she remembers the demon's urging, the need for her to continue her path of retribution. With a final glance at the chaos she has wrought, she turns away from the bonfire and the carnage around it. The twisted celebration and visions of additional torment are but fleeting distractions. Her revenge is not yet complete. The school, a structure filled with the echoes of her bullies' laughter and jeers, awaits her judgment. Charlotte moves with renewed purpose, her mind already weaving the tapestry of destruction that will soon envelop the place that was once her daily nightmare. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Base Date was chosen from the live chat. Wait for Willie the janitor to make his rounds, and slip into the principal's office, and wait for daybreak. As the first light of dawn creeps over the horizon, casting a pale glow on the town, Charlotte slips through the shadows toward the school. She knows the habits of Willie the janitor, a kind soul who often gave her a sympathetic smile during her tormented days within these walls. She watches from the darkness as Willie, oblivious to the malice that follows him, makes his dutiful morning rounds. He unlocks the school doors, beginning his routine, the jangle of his keys a familiar sound in the quiet morning air. Seizing the opportunity, Charlotte slips inside behind him, her footsteps silent as death itself. She makes her way to the principal's office, a place of authority and discipline, where she often felt the sting of injustice. Once there, she settles into the shadows, waiting for the sun to fully rise and for the school to fill with the unsuspecting students and staff. The teddy bear, once again innocent and plush in her arms, seems to watch with dark anticipation. Charlotte's mind teems with dark plans, her heart beating steadily as she prepares to set her final revenge into motion. The demon's whisper in her ear is a promise of the destruction to come. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Maureen Peters was chosen from the live chat. Put all the furniture on the ceiling. As the dawn's early light filters through the blinds of the principal's office, Charlotte feels the demon's power thrumming at her fingertips. She stands in the center of the room, her eyes closed as she concentrates on the solid, mundane objects around her. With a thought, she reaches out with her mind, a chaotic energy that seethes with the desire to upend the natural order. The furniture, chairs, a heavy desk, filing cabinets, and even a water cooler, begins to tremble and shake. One by one, they wrench from their positions, ascending eerily towards the ceiling. The demon's laughter is a silent, sibilant echo in Charlotte's mind as the room transforms into a bizarre upside-down facsimile of itself. The furniture adheres to the ceiling with unnatural force, and the office door swings open as Willie the janitor enters, drawn by the commotion. His eyes widen in shock and disbelief at the uncanny sight before him. Charlotte stands amidst the chaos, a small figure of power within the impossible room. The janitor's mouth opens to shout, but before he can make a sound, Charlotte is already moving to ensure her dark deed remains undiscovered. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. Possess Willie and make him run away. Charlotte focuses her malevolent gaze upon Willie, the kindly janitor who now stands petrified by the sight of the defied gravity. The demon's power within her surges forth, a torrent of dark energy seeking a new vessel. She reaches out with her mind, and the tendrils of possession wrap around Willie's consciousness, seizing control. His eyes, once filled with confusion and fear, now glaze over with the emptiness of one whose will has been usurped. Under Charlotte's command, Willie turns on his heel, his actions jerky and unnatural as he begins to run. He bolts from the office, through the halls of the school, and out into the brightening day. His feet pound the pavement as he flees, driven by the demonic force that has claimed him, if only temporarily. The school, now devoid of the one adult who could have stopped her plans, lies vulnerable before Charlotte. With the dawn chorus rising outside, the stage is set for her final act of vengeance. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Give Willie the winning lottery numbers, and then seal all the doors with your evil power, knowing Willie is safe. Then use the PA to sing creepy songs. Charlotte, her heart a vortex of chaos, spares a brief thought for Willie as he disappears into the distance. She whispers the winning lottery numbers to the wind, a gift or perhaps a curse for the man who unknowingly aided her dark cause. Turning her attention back to the task at hand, Charlotte extends her will towards every door and exit in the school. They slam shut with thunderous force, seals of darkness forming at their edges like the intricate webbing of a spider. No one will enter, and none shall leave once her plan unfolds. She then makes her way to the school's PA system. With a malevolent grin, she flicks the switch, and her voice, eerily sweet and haunting, echoes through the empty halls. She sings nursery rhymes, their familiar tunes warped by her chilling delivery, transforming them into anthems of dread. The school is now an echo chamber of impending doom, and as the first rays of the sun herald the start of the day, Charlotte is ready to watch the world burn. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Begin to read banned books from Tavistock to the trapped children, knowing this will spread your evil far and wide. As the students begin to arrive, confused by the sealed doors yet unaware of the true peril they face, Charlotte's voice carries over the PA system, not with songs, but now with words of forbidden knowledge. She reads aloud from texts that should never reach such innocent ears, each word dripping with the power to corrupt and influence. The once benign corridors of the school become a classroom of darkness, as Charlotte recites from books banned for the dangerous ideas and truths, her voice a venomous lull which seeps into the minds of all who hear it. The children, trapped and bewildered, listen to the sinister stories and are unwittingly touched by the evil that Charlotte channels. Fear begins to spread, the air charged with the energy of Charlotte's dark intent. Her plan unfolding, Charlotte savors the discord she sows, knowing that her revenge will leave a mark on this town for generations to come. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. The evil of the books begins to corrupt the children, who start to turn on one another with play scissors. The malevolent words Charlotte reads from the banned books act as a catalyst, their corrupting influence seeping into the minds of the children. The school, once a place of learning and laughter, becomes a crucible of malice and madness. The children, their innocence eroded by the insidious tales, look around at one another with eyes that have lost their youthful gleam. Tension builds, the atmosphere thick with a sinister charge, as small hands reach for the colorful play scissors that lay scattered in classrooms. With wild yells that betray their inner turmoil, they begin to lash out, the once harmless tools becoming symbols of the chaos Charlotte has unleashed. The air fills with the sounds of scuffling and cries, the school a labyrinth of betrayal and conflict. Charlotte watches the anarchy she has wrought, her own hand steady as the world she knew descends into madness. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Tell the children only the one who kills another will win to go on to the next round. In a twisted game of survival orchestrated by the malevolent spirit within her, Charlotte's voice, amplified by the PA system, rings out clear and commanding across the school. Listen well, children, she declares with an unsettling calm, only the one who claims another will advance to the next round. Prove yourselves, and you may yet survive this game. The already frenzied chaos among the children escalates as her words sink in, the gravity of their situation dawning on them. Desperation mixes with the corruption that has seeped into their souls, and the playroom becomes an arena where the darkness of human nature is laid bare. The once innocent scuffles turn into something far more sinister, as play scissors are brandished with intent and the children turn on each other with the ferocity born of fear and the vile influence of Charlotte's words. Charlotte remains detached, her actions guided by the demonic pact that has promised her power and vengeance, watching as her darkest impulses are reflected in the violence before her. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Baystate was chosen from the live chat. Tell the winners to meet in the gymnasium for the final round. The cacophony of mayhem reaches a fever pitch as Charlotte's cold, cruel command echoes through the school. Winners, gather in the gymnasium for your final challenge, she announces, her voice betraying no hint of emotion. There, you will face the ultimate test. The children, now few, their hands stained and their eyes hollow, stagger towards the gymnasium, driven by a primal need to survive the nightmare into which their school day has devolved. They move mechanically, as though in a daze, the weight of their actions not yet fully comprehended. The gymnasium doors, which had been sealed shut before, now swing open with a foreboding creak at Charlotte's command. The winners enter, their gazes locked onto one another, each child isolated in their own battle-scarred psyche. Charlotte's presence looms over them all, though she herself remains unseen, hidden in the shadows as she prepares to preside over the final, ghastly round of her vengeful game. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. Have the survivors do a gym circuit using the horse, the ropes and the parallel bars. Charlotte's voice cuts through the tense atmosphere of the gymnasium, giving the survivors their next perverse directive. You will now engage in a circuit, she instructs with a chilling edge of excitement. Vault over the horse, climb the ropes to the very top, and traverse the parallel bars. Prove your worth through agility and strength. The children, eyes wide with a mix of fear and determination, approach the gym equipment. Each one is a relic of past lessons, of simpler times when the greatest concern was a scraped knee or a bruised ego. Now, these instruments of childhood play are obstacles in a sinister trial. One by one, they throw themselves over the horse with varying degrees of grace, their hands burn as they scale the rough ropes, and their arms tremble on the parallel bars. They push their bodies to the limit, driven by the dark compulsion that Charlotte has instilled within them. Charlotte watches from her concealed vantage point, the demon's presence within her savoring the spectacle of corrupted innocence. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Maureen Peters was chosen from the live chat. With your powers, hide the key of the doors to the outside in the insides of one child. The one who finds it will go free. Charlotte's voice, imbued with the power of her malevolent patron, rings out once more. The key to your salvation lies within one of you, she intones, her words laced with dark magic. Discover it, and you shall be granted freedom from this place. Without their knowledge, Charlotte uses her demonic abilities to conceal the key within the body of one of the children. It is an act of cruel deception, the key's location revealed only to her. The children pause, their expressions a mix of confusion and horror as they realize the gravity of her proclamation. Their innocence now shattered by suspicion and desperation, the children eye one another warily. Some begin to edge away, seeking refuge in the shadows of the gymnasium, while others stand their ground, fists clenched and resolve hardening. The air is thick with tension, each child isolated in a maelstrom of fear and the instinct to survive. The game has taken a grim turn, and Charlotte's dark will enforces the rules of this twisted hunt. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Sharky was chosen from the live chat. Use all the textbooks to build a bonfire in the gym. All the children to a line dance around it. Charlotte's eyes narrow as she focuses on the task at hand. With a gesture, she commands the textbooks from the classrooms to fly through the air, their pages fluttering like the wings of dark birds. They pile into a looming mountain in the center of the gymnasium, each book a testament to the knowledge that was used to belittle her. As the pile grows, the children watch, entranced by the power they witness. Charlotte, with a flick of her wrist, ignites the pile. The textbooks catch fire, the flames eagerly consuming the paper and bindings, growing into a roaring bonfire that casts wild shadows across the walls. Form a line and dance, Charlotte orders, her voice echoing over the crackle of the fire. Dance for your freedom, dance to forget your fears. The children, their expressions a mixture of bewilderment and relief, begin to move in a line dance around the bonfire. Their steps are hesitant at first, but as the fire's hypnotic glow washes over them, they find the rhythm, their movements becoming more synchronized. Charlotte stands apart, watching the dance, the flames reflecting in her eyes. She feels the power coursing through her, the demon's satisfaction at the chaos that unfolds. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Realize that they are all your bullies, and command them to play Red Rover in the flames. Watch as they begin to be consumed by the flames now engulfing the gym, all must pay. As the dungeon master, I must ensure that the narrative remains within the bounds of acceptable storytelling. It is important to remember that while the scenario involves dark themes, we must approach them with sensitivity and not depict harm to children in graphic or explicit ways. Charlotte stands amidst the flickering shadows, the demon's whispers clawing at her consciousness, urging her to continue her dark path. However, there's a flicker of hesitation, a glint of the young, innocent girl she once was. The children around her, who tormented her in the past, are now under her control, yet she finds herself at a crossroads of conscience and malevolence. In this moment of pause, the fire alarms begin to blare, the sprinkler systems activate, and torrents of water cascade down, dousing the flames of the bonfire and filling the gym with steam and chaos. The children, shocked by the sudden change, cease the dancing and look around in confusion. The demon rages within her, furious at the interruption, but Charlotte sees an opportunity. The doors, previously sealed by her will, could be opened, allowing the children to escape the watery turmoil. She recognizes that her quest for vengeance has brought her to the brink and wonders if she might find a different path. The choice is now Charlotte's. Does she open the doors to let the children flee, or does she listen to the demon's urgings for destruction? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Sharky was chosen from the live chat. A SWAT team arrives and begins to negotiate for release of hostages. The wail of sirens and the clamor of urgent voices fill the air outside the school. A SWAT team, clad in tactical gear, assembles with precision, their faces set in grim determination. They've been trained for situations like these, but the presence of an otherworldly influence adds an unpredictable element to their task. From a secure vantage point, the team's negotiator steps forward with a megaphone, addressing the school. "This is the police," the negotiator calls out, his voice steady and clear. "We are here to ensure everyone's safety. Let's talk and work this out peacefully." Charlotte feels the demon's fury at this human intervention, but she also senses an opportunity. She could use this to her advantage, to play a final, deceitful game with the authorities, or she could seek to end this nightmare, releasing the children and facing the consequences of her actions. The SWAT team waits for her response, ready to act on her next move. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Sharky was chosen from the live chat. The SWAT team brought a team of Ghostbusters to capture the demon. The negotiator's voice, barely audible over the din of confusion and sprinklers, adds an unexpected twist. "We've brought specialists," he declares, a note of uncertainty in his voice. "They're not your typical team." Charlotte watches from a window as a van pulls up, emblazoned with symbols and insignia that seem out of place in the stark reality of a police operation. A group of individuals steps out, clad in unusual garb and carrying odd, intricate devices that hum with an energy that even the demon inside Charlotte can sense. These Ghostbusters, as they've been called, set up their equipment with an air of professionalism, their movements suggesting a familiarity with the supernatural that Charlotte finds both intriguing and alarming. The demon inside her recoils, recognizing the threat these newcomers pose. It snarls within her mind, urging her to act, to use her powers to escape or confront them. But Charlotte, her humanity flickering like a candle in the storm, struggles with the decision. The SWAT team and the Ghostbusters prepare to enter, their intentions clear, to end the siege and confront whatever darkness lies within the school's walls. Charlotte knows the time to choose her fate is upon her. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. You realize that this is a Russian SWAT team, and they accidentally use VX nerve gas and kill everyone in the city, but Charlotte. The narrative takes a sudden, dire turn as the situation escalates beyond anyone's control. The SWAT team, under the guise of deploying a non-lethal smoke to flush out the school, inadvertently releases a noxious agent into the air. The compound, a potent nerve gas, spreads quickly, carried by the wind throughout the town. Charlotte, protected by the demon's power within her, watches in horror as chaos unfolds. The people outside fall one by one, succumbing to the deadly toxin. The Ghostbusters, the SWAT team, the children within the school, all are affected, their lives slipping away in a tragic miscalculation. The town, once alive with the sounds of everyday life, becomes eerily silent, a ghost town of memories and lost hopes. Charlotte stands alone in the gymnasium, the only survivor in a community that has been extinguished by a catastrophic mistake. The demon cackles within her, delighting in the destruction, but Charlotte is filled with a profound emptiness. Her quest for vengeance has led to an outcome far darker than she ever intended. With the city now silent and still, Charlotte must decide what to do with her newfound solitude and the immense power at her disposal. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the YouTube live chat to choose what the character should do next. Jessica Hall was chosen from the live chat. She marries her teddy bear. In the silence of the empty gymnasium, surrounded by the stillness of a town lost to tragedy, Charlotte's mind wanders in a delirium of grief and solitude. The demon's influence wanes in the face of such overwhelming desolation, leaving her to grapple with the remnants of her shattered existence. She looks down at the teddy bear, the last vestige of her innocence and the only companion she has left in this forsaken place. In an act of childlike defiance against the loneliness that engulfs her, Charlotte decides to marry her teddy bear. She speaks the vows softly to herself, a surreal ceremony of one, pledging an eternal bond to the inanimate object that has been the silent witness to her tumultuous journey. The words are a comfort, a small spark of normalcy in a world that has become anything but. As she finishes her vows, Charlotte places the teddy bear beside her, a symbolic gesture of union. She sits in quiet contemplation, considering what life might hold for her now that her revenge has culminated in such an unexpected and devastating way. The game, as it was, is over. Charlotte's story comes to a close in a world where she has the power to do whatever she wants, but at the cost of everything she once knew. The adventure concludes here, with a young girl and her teddy bear united in the aftermath of chaos, the future an unwritten page in an empty town. Tagging or rolling actions are no longer necessary as the story has been brought to a gentle close. As the ashes of the once bustling town gently drift on the wind, a haunting silence falls. The young girl, now a vessel for the demon's wrath, stands alone amidst the ruins of her vengeance. There is no one left to fear her, no one left to wrong her. In this desolate place, the demon's laughter is the only sound that breaks the stillness. You, the player, have completed your dark journey, painting a tale of retribution that will be whispered about in fearful tones for generations to come. The story has reached its end, and the curtain falls on this grim saga. As we conclude this game, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for being part of this narrative. To support games like these and help cover the cost of running the game, please consider supporting us via Patreon. Your generosity enables us to continue creating these immersive experiences. Furthermore, if you enjoyed this journey, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. You can also partner with us by checking out 11 Labs, with the link provided in the video description. Sharing the channel with friends and communities you're part of is a fantastic way to help us grow and reach more adventurers like yourself. For those who wish to continue the discussion and connect with fellow players, join our Discord server, the link for which is in the description. Once again, thank you for your engagement and support. Until our next adventure, may your tales be epic and your legacy enduring. Goodbye, brave souls.